Welcome back to the Mind Hiking Podcast. Happy Wednesday, and thanks for tuning in today. Today is actually Sunday for me, Sunday morning. So happy Sunday for me, happy Wednesday for you. I am going to be shredding 125s later today, so I'm going to bang this episode out faster than the lap times I'm going to be putting down. So hang on tight for that, and stay tuned. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and here we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. I just noticed that my mic was turned off, so that's why
Shit. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
As you said yo, 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 so that's why I was clicking it, and I was like, oh, it's me now.
No. Sorry. Does my intro ever get stuck in your head?
You know it does, because I sing it all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Even when we're recording, I'll just be like, yeah, and then you say this, and then we go, da-na, da-na, da-na.
Yeah. I'll just record an opener, and then, like, I get done, I shut it off, and then she just, like, hums the opener. And I'm just like, oh, my goodness. Dude. Sometimes the guys at work hum my opener, and I'm like, yeah.
It's catchy.
Thank you. Okay. Today, I got you on.
Yeah, you do.
Catie Frantz.
Yes, me.
Thanks for joining. I thought it'd be more fun than recording alone.
Yeah, than me just playing my Switch on the couch as you.
Yep. What are you playing?
I'm playing Stardew Valley, which I didn't want to play for the longest time. I thought it looked boring, and then like a while ago I was like, whatever, I want something mindless to play, and now I've been obsessed with it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday fun day.
Are you ready to watch me shred 125s?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm watching you like a hawk.
So I don't blow out the berm and fly over it again?
Yeah. The one time I'm taking a work phone call, and I like literally am in the middle of this phone call, JJ flies through right by me, starts revving the bike, so it's so loud, and like it was like a serious work call, and so I'm like, oh shoot. So then I like walk away because I can't hear anything, and it's really loud through the phone where they can hear it, and I walk away, and then in that moment when I turn my back and walk away is when Brody like flips over and falls and lays there, and I'm not there to his rescue. And then you just told me later, and you were like, yeah, I was bummed when I was laying there and you weren't coming to get me. I still feel so bad about that.
Yeah, no, and
The one time I'm not watching you like a hawk.
Yeah, I don't go down really often at all. I've always been, even back when I was racing, I never really went down. I was a pretty stable rider. I didn't really ride over my head. I stayed, like, within my skill level. I didn't like chancing things. I was always a pretty safe rider. A lot of people, oh shit, we forgot to put the dogs on silent.
Oh, hold on.
That's their collar. We take their collars off, and that's on silent. Thank you. But yeah, there's a lot of guys I used to ride with that would ride over their heads and wad up all the time. But yeah, I never really wadded up, and yeah, all of a sudden, like, the track was freshly groomed over at Alex and Cinemoto TV. Check it out. It was actually, I think it was the day we recorded his YouTube video that I wadded up.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that it was the difference is when we recorded this stuff, it was JJ, Alec, you, and then me and Angelina on the cart. But the day that you wadded up was when Russell was there. The day that Russell was riding with all you guys. Because I remember when JJ pulled up.
You're right.
I remember also you guys were all riding. And I'm pretty sure Russell then pulled up after JJ too. Right. To like, because they just kept coming over just to like relax and take a break. Because I think that's when, I'm pretty sure that's the same day that JJ like went full force and hit that huge rock and
yeah.
flipped over right in the beginning,
literally
too.
just like starting off the day. We just like get the bikes fired up and we come out to the track. Everybody's already out there. JJ comes flying and then just hits a rock with his front end. just goes cartwheeling. Yeah. Like right, like didn't even touch the track yet. Literally just like
it was right
driving up to the track and just walks up.
And I think this
flat ground, totally flat ground.
And I think this was literally after that last time when we did the recording and you guys were like shredding it and doing amazing. And then the next time's when Russell joins and then you guys all just keep hitting rocks and like flipping over.
Well, that's because it was so dry and dusty. And also at that time, he just got done grooming the track too. And that's why I wadded up on the corner there, because it used to be more of like a bull corner. And then he kind of like mellowed it out a little bit and then got like the top line like got thinned out or kind of cut. So I went up high and then blew it out with my front tire and went over the bars, and the bike like tumbled, like basically flipped over me, because I went over the bars and the bike came over me over the berm. And I luckily I was watching it, and I literally like it came over me seat first, luckily, and I like grabbed the seat with my hands over my head and I just like pushed it off of me and let it just kind of like roll over me. But like luckily I had my hands up, and luckily I was grabbing the seat, and it just like flipped over me like that. But and then it like kind of landed sideways onto my boot, and I was just like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Because that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. The one time, that's why I keep saying it,
Yep.
the one time that I'm taking a phone call, let alone was on the phone watching the track still. Like, I didn't care about you guys going by. It was the moment JJ freaking came up and turned on the bike, or not turned it on, but like revved it. Like, I don't know if he was just sitting there and then he revved it. Because I remember, like, then I like walked away and turned around and JJ was like, sorry, like mouthing that to me. I don't know if he just like decided to do it or what, but was right next to me. And so then that's why I walked away in that moment. And then that's when like you walk over and you're like, yeah, I crashed.
Yeah, no,
I didn't see.
Well, they all like I think it was JJ or somebody that was like, yeah, like we just thought you were taking a piss.
Yeah.
Pulled over behind the berm to take a piss. But yeah, and also if you ask JJ too, when he wadded up in the beginning, it was because he saw the rock and like tried to bail on the bike, or like at least, you know, turn the bars to get out of the way, and like fell off kind of like that. Like he didn't actually hit it.
Oh, I thought he hit it.
He says he didn't. He said that I didn't see it, but I just like looked up because I was coming out behind him too, and I just like saw him like sliding on the ground with dust kicking up.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the actual accident, and
I thought, because
he said he didn't hit it.
Yeah, we were sitting there and watching him when it happened, and I thought it was like, it looked like he hit it, but or he could have went to move out of the way and then maybe tapped it a little bit, or his back tire got it where it looked like that too. But yeah. I don't know, but
there's something freeing about risk. It's important. Like, putting yourself in danger is freeing. Yeah. There's something important and like something that helps you grow. It's like, why do we do dangerous things? It's because it makes us feel alive. Knowing that like you're risking your life is like freeing, because if you're confined in a safe space, like a padded room, like a fucking insane person, like you go insane.
Yeah.
You gotta feel like you're living. You gotta feel like you're taking a risk. You gotta experience life, and like there's something freeing and alive about putting yourself in dangerous positions like that. Like that's why it's awesome to ride. That's why it's awesome to do crazy, thrilling things. Like feeling that adrenaline pumping through your veins is just awesome. It's just going fast, or jumping off of something high, or doing something like something crazy.
Not telling for people to seek near-death experiences,
right? Don't look for it.
But
be safe about what you're doing. But putting yourself in a situation like that is freeing.
Yeah, but it's so common for people who like are either on their deathbed or told they're on their deathbed or anything like that, where they feel like they're gonna die, for it to just give them a new love for life and a new outlook, where then they'll change their whole personality and their habits and all of that to make sure that they're living life to the fullest, and they are so appreciative of life and and they'll just change themselves because of those experiences. Or even like, I've heard from other past like podcasts and books where they say like you should go for a run even if you're not a runner, and you should push yourself to the point where you want to throw up. Like, you want to cry because you're running so hard and you're pushing your body to that limit, because then you reach that point where then you open up your mind and you are so grateful. And then you push yourself past those boundaries that you always stopped yourself at.
Yeah.
And you push yourself through it, that you feel like you can literally do anything.
You ever heard of runner's high?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like after you get done with a run and you're like super happy and giggly.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I've done
cheerful.
I mean, I'm not a runner, but I've done 2 runs, and I feel like that is pretty common.
Yeah.
Or like not common, but like I felt that way before.
Yeah, after you like do a workout, or you feel good. Like if you work out in the morning, it just like sets the mood for your day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, where it's like they call it a runner's high, because when you push yourself like that and you get adrenaline pumping and you're running and working your body, you feel alive.
Yeah.
You feel good and awake and alive, and it's just like a runner's high. And that happens anytime you're like moving your body or straining yourself or anything like that. It's like after we get done riding, and then we all just hang out and have good conversations and have fun, have some drinks and stuff, and it's just like everybody's feeling good after you like exert your body like that. It's so cool. And like that's basically the gist of a runner's high. But it's super important to, like you said, don't go asking for an injury, but like be safe about what you're doing to the best of your ability. But could you imagine living a life in an office and then come home and just like doing this routine, and then like getting on your deathbed with no feeling or emotion? Like you just lived your life how you were supposed to, or how you were told to.
Yeah.
Like that would suck. Could you imagine going through life without feeling fear, feeling sadness, feeling excitement, feeling joy, feeling contentment, feeling thrilled or nervous or anxious or sad? Like all these things, like the waves are so important, and like that's part of just exerting your body and like feeling the physical version of the emotions. Like there's like the spiritual, emotional side of it, but putting your body through the physical versions of those emotions it all ties together. It's all just a beautiful thing. And that's like what riding does. Like for me, riding, but like any sport or any activity that you want to do. And I just love it. I love exerting my body and seeing what it can do, even if it's rock climbing and like focusing on a route that I can't do, but I'm so close, and like you finally get it. You do a leap of faith and you just feel your fingers grasp hold, and then like some of like the dyno routes, where like a dyno is basically a route where at some point in the route there is a leap where all limbs are off the wall. Mm-hmm. And it's a dyno route if you have to jump for the next rock. And doing those are so cool because you feel like you're flying. And then like especially if you're bouldering, because there's no ropes. Mm-hmm. And if you miss it, you're falling.
Yeah.
And just to grab on, like so many times you grab on and you feel the rock, you grab it, but like you didn't get a good enough grip and you slip off. Your fingers just like slip, and you feel your fingers because you're squeezing so hard, and then your fingers smack into your palm, like down by your thumb. They just smack that as you fall because you grabbed so hard, but you just didn't get a good grip on it. And then other times, like one time you don't think you have it and you jump and you grab and you're expecting your fingers to smack your palm, and then all of a sudden you just find yourself hanging and you're like, holy shit. And then you just like grab the rest of your way up and you're just like, yeah, like that excitement feeling that's what we live for. Like that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Like, I mean, I can even say like, for example, I know myself for when it comes to like going to the gym, like just going to the gym. I am so ADHD when it comes to going to the gym. Like I don't have like a set routine or anything. Like I've tried different routines and I always jump from just machine to machine. Like I just when it comes to stuff like that, I always feel like I don't have enough time, and I feel like I diddle dally all the time when it comes to going to the gym. I don't get like a full on workout when I'm there, unless I find myself being there for like 2 hours, like, and then I'm sweating and I push myself. But for like just an hour, I feel like it's never enough. But once I started implementing kickboxing like 2 times a week into it, kickboxing is so nice because number one, it's not like a basic workout. Like in a way, you get to like get your anger out or frustration out too, because you're punching a bag and you're doing all that, and it makes me feel stronger and like more protective of myself. It brings me like a strength mentally too. But on top of it, you're being forced to do these workouts. So even if you are so tired, so I keep clearing my throat. Even if you're so tired, like you have the instructor telling you like keep doing those push-ups, you can do it, keep doing this, keep doing that, kind of like gym class. But think like most of us that leave high school and leave schooling, even if you go to college, you don't have gym class in college. That's why they have the freshman 15, I'm pretty sure, when like people their freshman year gain a bunch of weight because they're drinking so much alcohol and beer, but they stopped going to the gym and they stopped being physical that way and doing sports and stuff like they've done since elementary school to high school. You know, it's people, once they leave school, they don't go to the gym and they don't take care of themselves, and then they gain weight, and then they're trying so hard to work out and get rid of the weight that they gained because they didn't just keep up with it. Like I definitely did that too. Like I didn't gain weight, but like on the other hand, like I do notice a difference where I'm like, I need to take care of myself more and go to the gym. But I also am able to look myself in the mirror and go, you don't do the best when you're at the gym by yourself sometimes. So let's implement kickboxing or implement anything, even if someone wants to do Pilates or whatever. You don't have to do it every single day, just once a week or twice a week, where it's just, it breaks up that routine, like that schedule where you have 2 days that you know I am going to be sweating and sore and pushed to my ultimate. So then the gym days, if I don't push myself to the point where I'm like breaking, it's fine because I know those are kind of like my off days in a way. But also I feel like it pushes me to also, like, I remember workouts I did at kickboxing that I can implement in the gym also as well, that It kind of helps me work out even more.
Yeah, that's why I love going to the gym in the morning too, is because you go to the gym in the morning and then you have one of your off days and you like finish work and you come home and you just want to plop on the couch and be a potato piece of shit, and you plop on the couch and then you know, you don't feel as big of a piece of shit knowing that, hey, I worked out this morning. Mm-hmm. Like you knock that out first thing in the morning, and then at the very least you can sit there and say to yourself like, you know, I accomplished something today.
Yeah.
So you don't feel as big of a bag of shit.
Yeah.
Which I hate that feeling.
Yeah, me too.
I avoid it at all costs. Like even if it's just come home and like do some housework, do some house cleaning. Like I just like feel so guilty when I sit on the couch.
Yeah. So
I hate it. But on days where like I'm just like can't, like I got my ass kicked at work and went to the gym and stuff. So sometimes it's nice to just be like ploppity.
Yeah. And play your brand new game.
Yeah, which is awesome. I love that freaking game.
What is that game?
It's good.
What is it?
It's like a puzzle game because like
you love puzzles. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. It makes me think. It's like really creative. It's like a puzzler, like almost platformer, but like it's like all geometric landscapes, and you kind of like the depths play tricks on your eyes. Like, you know, those, you know, puzzle tricks that like the photos where like the person keeps going up the stairs and it's like, you keep going up the stairs, but like he circles around to where he was, but he's like continually going up. It's like that. It's like a trick, like eye trick, kind of like that, where like there's always hidden trails to walk to, and there's like bad guys that you got to fight, and it's like a simplistic neon-y kind of like sun setting color theme. Mm-hmm. But it's so good. And it, like you
It's written in a different language too. Not like an actual language.
Yeah,
it's like its own language.
It's a made up language, and you have to try to interpret what everything means, and it's like all
the whole
you figure
game.
it out. Yeah,
You'll literally go on like the little like the accessory screen that will show you what you have in your pockets and your money and all that, and that'll all be the different language. Not like everything barely is in English, and then sometimes you'll be like, Catie, look, I just unlocked this, and this tells me actually what this means, or like stuff like that, where it's cool, where they do implement English,
it's
but
just enough to keep you interested, and like and you just keep. It's a very rewarding game, and like you got treasure chests everywhere, and you see them because it's like from a top down, not straight top down, but like 45 top angle kind of, but and it's like. You see the chests, but you just don't know how to get to them, and you gotta like figure it out. And but then like you get the chests, open the chests up, and it's like woo, and then an image pops up, and it's like a spinning image with a description, but the description is all in the made up language, so you have no fucking clue what you just got. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And then the first time you get it, it sucks because then you're like, okay, time to waste another thing that I have no idea what it is, and who knows when I'm going to get it again because I don't know what it is. So then you use it just to figure out what it does. Sometimes you still don't know, and other times you're like, fuck, that was really cool, but now I don't have any.
Yeah.
And if you don't remember what it was, then you get it again, you're like, fuck, I forgot what this does. So it's like, it's a really cool game. I love it.
I remember when you got it the first time, like the first day, I went on Google and looked it up because I was like, did he just buy a game that's just completely in a different language because it just looked cool? But no, and then when I looked it up, it's not a language. It's like made up by the creators, and
it's really cool.
Yeah, like you said, it's a puzzle. It's a guessing game. It makes you think.
Yeah.
And the game's hard. I feel like with you, like you can figure out things so easily. And some games are mindless, but that game looks like it would be mindless. But then when you play it, you get lost in it. Like you get so quiet, and then you'll be playing it, and you're like, dang, this game's really hard.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. It is hard, but I love it. It's so good. It makes me think. You know, I love games that make me think. I love puzzlers.
And you love puzzles because even when we first started dating, you showed me like your puzzle collection, your little, your little.
Oh yeah.
You describe them.
Yeah, they're just like metallic puzzles, and like just like the physical puzzles, like you know, you got like the metal loops basically, and you're trying to untangle them, or like things where you're trying to get things out of like these like cages, and just like physical puzzles, just like it's awesome. It's really cool.
It's so cool.
But I love shit like that. Just trying to figure stuff out. One thing I never got into though is a Rubik's Cube. I never had a Rubik's Cube.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. But also my brother had one, so that's why I think I got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well the game's awesome. It's called Tunic.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Tunic. But yeah, you play as a little fox. So if you search it, it's the one where you're playing as a fox with a sword and a shield.
Yeah, and it's kind of eerie too. Like there are certain things where we're like, that's weird. Or even like,
well, it's like sweet and like mystical and like upbeat and lively, and then like you walk into like certain things and it gets very creepy very quick.
Even like the shop that you walked
oh my
into.
goodness, just don't want to spoil anything.
Oh my, okay.
It's really good, get it.
Okay. Just saying if someone doesn't decide to buy it.
Oh. I don't know. Play it for yourself. It's really good.
Okay. Well, either way, there's certain things that you just think it's going to be like you setting yourself for a trap, but then it ends up being nothing. And you're like, oh, what?
And other times it's the opposite, where you just like get destroyed and not expecting it. Just like life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means being happy. Not having to worry about anything, no stress. I mean, there's always going to be stress, but I feel like freedom for me is being able to live on land and be able to live off that land, like gardening and animals and stuff, and being able to have friends or family's birthdays and being able to take them out to dinner without having to worry about money or anything, being able to pay for them or get them a gift that they deserve. I I feel like freedom is financially, but I also feel like finances isn't the most important thing to me, if that makes sense. I feel like I just want to be able to just live life and experience it and meet people, maybe go out of the country. Like, I want to do that before I die. I want to be able to go to Greece and go to Italy and Paris and see places that are more like sightseeing, but then also go to places that are more touristy, like city like. I feel like there's so much beauty in the city and so much beauty in the forest as well. Beauty in people too. And I just feel like being able to also have vegetables or have anything, not having to worry about that there's just chemicals all over it from the store or anything like that. I just feel like living in a weird way, living more minimalisty and
or that the
meat
grid in the store is dyed so it looks fresher.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Yeah, or the fake chicken nowadays.
Yeah,
the lab grown chicken.
Yep.
That's not being labeled on packages either.
Yep. Yeah, because it was approved by our government.
Yeah, by the FDA. I'm pretty sure it was approved. Sure. Yeah, and approved to not be labeled. So you can buy chicken and think it's actual chicken, but then really it's lab-grown chicken, and it's not labeled or says that it's lab-grown.
Yep, Yeah, that's a tough question, though, because you kind of got to establish what freedom means to you. Like, freedom of what, really? But just like an open-ended, what does freedom mean to you question is a tough one. And
I feel like for me, it's not being a slave to a job.
That's a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like, although financial freedom isn't everything, I think that's a major part of it because to me, freedom means the freedom of choice, to be able to do and say and go wherever you want, do whatever you want. The freedom of choice. And in this society, the way it's set up, you can't be free without being financially free.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean a fixed number in your bank account. That doesn't mean because the number in your bank account doesn't matter. Look at lottery winners. They burn through that shit in 5 years. And next thing you know, they're more in debt than when they started.
Yeah.
So freedom to me means that freedom of choice, and having financial freedom is what will allow me to live that kind of life. And it's not, like I said, not a fixed number. It's reoccurring revenue. It's being able to have that trickle, that stream replenishing your purse.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
I just feel like when I picture freedom to me, it's this is so corny, but when I picture freedom to me, it's going into our kitchen and seeing lined up vegetables that we grew ourselves, and then being able to just go outside in a freaking pretty long dress and just go garden or go play with our kids in the nearest beach or the nearest water.
And look out and wave to your husband mowing the lawn on his brand new John Deere.
Yeah. No, I don't worry. I mean, we don't need to have the newest stuff or have any of that. It's more of just living.
I'd like to. That's part of freedom.
Yeah.
And not that I would buy that. I mean, I would like to. I like fixing up old stuff. So old stuff would be cool. Like if I had if I had freedom of finances and I could get anything I want, I think it'd be cool to buy just an old piece of shit, fix it up and use that forever because it's cool and stuff like that. Like just to be able to have the freedom of choice, because if you can't afford something, then that's not total freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to be able to have that option, I would like.
Yeah.
And it's like just having that available. It doesn't mean that that's what I would do, but I just like to be able to have that choice, you know. And a big problem with the financial thing is people get fixated on a number. Like, people want to have this much money. People get fixated on having a certain dollar amount, which is not going to offer you freedom. It's just like the lottery example I provided. You're going to be chasing that dollar amount your whole life, because you'll never be satisfied with that. So you got to find your satisfaction elsewhere. But that's why I say the reoccurring revenue, just having that financial freedom where you have the reoccurring revenue, but it's like automated reoccurring revenue, whether that be from rental properties or whatever, like side businesses, things like that. But the freedom of choice and the freedom of time is what affords the freedom of, like, financial freedom is what affords freedom of time, and then freedom of choice. So that's all super crucial. And if you have a fixed dollar amount in your head, you're going to be chasing that forever. So that's why I'm looking towards the reoccurring revenue, because that's more important than what dollar amount you have in your bank account.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I love you.
I love you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this bonus episode. I really appreciate it. And for the listeners, thank you so much for your love and support. And if you like what we're doing here, please give it a follow. It is free, and it really helps out. I love seeing that the followers grow. If you like any of these episodes, please share them with a friend. That would be awesome. It's a great way to spread the word, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
Like, share, follow.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.
Peace.